Amazing. Well, welcome here, everybody. You know the drill. This is our non-meditation meditation, meaning there ain't no rules, right? We get to sit, we get to lie down, we can close our eyes, we can keep our eyes open. We can move and do our own yoga. We can stretch. We can journal. We can get a pen and paper and write stuff down that pops to mind that either we don't want to forget, whether it's a chore or whether it's an idea or whether it is whatever. This is our time to just, break the rules of meditation and enjoy. We're breaking the rules because we're just going to do what we want to do. And that's the feeling. Could you just imagine living your life with this smirky grin of just breaking the rules all the time and just being like, oh, I'm not doing my to-do list because I don't feel like it. And it doesn't matter because the only thing that matters is how I feel right now. And maybe I'm making an assumption that it would feel good if my to-do list was taken care of. And maybe, I feel like some disaster would happen if I didn't do my to-do list. But you guys are in a law of attraction now. I know you can see what you're doing when you're doing that. And so we get to break all the rules all day long, every day, and know that if we think that to-do list is going to result in a feeling of satisfaction or things are in order or efficiency or, this will give me rest time later, it's kind of a gamble. It's kind of a gamble. Maybe we do the to-do list. Maybe you feel that way, but it's a gamble because not necessarily. It kind of depends. How much energy are you swimming in of got to get this done? A little bit of, a little bit of struggle here. You get to break the rules because if we think that we're shooting for efficiency and satisfaction and ease, we can just skip all that and say, okay, you know what? I think I'm just going to feel that right now. I think I'm not going to make that feeling conditional on doing the to-do list. So I am going to break the rules and I am going to sit here and just feel the way I want to feel right now. And then when I do this, it'll be interesting to see what do I feel like doing because that is the magic of law of attraction. That's the magic, which is when we just skip all of the things and just go to the feeling and we milk that a little bit. And then we just kind of have an idea of what we feel like doing. That is the number one thing that contributes to achieving what you want to achieve. So let's take a few deep breaths. I'm going to close my eyes. You don't have to. And in our breathing, we're going to start off by, when we're inhaling, we're going to inhale where not just like this, not just a regular breath. We only fill up our lungs about, I don't know, 50, 60%. And so we're depriving on those shallow breaths, our body of all of the extra oxygen. So when we're going to get settled in here, we're going to take some deep breaths where we're slowly going to breathe in until literally we cannot fill our belly or lungs anymore. And then we're going to hold that and as slow as you can, breathe out until legit you can't breathe out anymore. So at the end, so it kind of looks like this. So you can see that I really had to put some intention on squeezing out that last bit of breath. And this is going to be so cleansing. You're going to feel it on these exhales. You're just going to feel your shoulders relax. So we're going to take a couple of these together, maybe 5 of these together. So you can follow along. Last one. You can return your breathing to normal and just you can feel. Do you feel that kind of release? That was a treat. You know, that that's a real treat. Oftentimes I think a lot of us, we have an idea of what treats are. Treats are, cupcakes or cookies or, a cold beer or something like that. And hey, I'm all for those things too. But maybe that's a different word. Maybe those are splurges because treats are nourishing. And so what we just did there with our breathing, that was a real treat. This whole meditation is a real treat. So as we realize that how beautiful is it to treat ourselves with relaxing and deep breaths and treating ourselves with skipping our to-do lists. We can work, I think it's fine to work on to-do lists, but what's the energy? Is it, I gotta do this, and so we start doing it? Or is it, I'm feeling pretty good. Do I feel like doing it? What do I feel like doing? Is one of these things on the list? Would that feel satisfying to do? Okay. So I want to kind of spend a little bit more time about thinking about breaking the rules because I'm a total rule breaker and I love it. I always have been. Well, I would be lying to say if there wasn't a period of my life where I was following the rules. Those were the hardest years of my life. So try to wiggle around and find that cozy little rebellious smile, breaking the rules. Breaking the rules, which is all that means is anything that I thought I had to do. I know maybe it seems critical and that that the consequence of not doing this thing or that thing is big. But I want you to do these things. I don't want you to just skip life, but what if that to-do list doesn't really contribute to your overall accomplishment? What if that to-do list doesn't lead to happiness? Don't we want to have an insurance policy on how we spend our time? Don't we want to double check and have some way of double checking to make sure the things we're doing are really important? And so we only find that out when we decide to skip it for now. And we decide instead to jump to how we think we'd feel when we finish that to do list. How did that feel to be caught up on everything? How would that feel to just not have a backlog? How would that feel to have everything go smoothly? How would it feel to have just the right amount of things to do? How would it feel? Those things feel good. They feel satisfying. They feel, they can make us feel kind of badass, Hey, I got this done. I got so much done today. It was amazing. So let's just skip the to-do list for right now. And let's just go to what we think we would get when we finish that list, which is satisfaction. Maybe a little bit of feeling a little bit proud, like, oh, I did it all. I got it all done. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't it feel good to break the rules and just feel that way now? And then how we double check that to-do list is once we are feeling like that, like I'm proud, I'm satisfied, I am happy, I am relaxed, then take a peek at that to-do list and run through it and say, all right, not what are these things important, but which ones do I actually feel like doing today? And maybe the most important one that you actually like, oh, yeah, legit, this has to get done. If you don't feel like doing it, don't do it right now. I promise you, with this exercise, you will feel like doing it. You will feel like doing it. Maybe it's not right now. Maybe it's not later. Maybe it's not tomorrow morning, but in a short period of time, the one that you have the most resistance to, you will feel like doing. So instead, today, I give you permission to relax and jump into that feeling of feeling proud and satisfied and looking at that list and thinking, what do I just feel like doing? Pick it and then easily do it today. And then kind of, smile and enjoy that you're breaking the rules because you are just doing what you feel like. And then as you do that today, you'll notice that you are just kind of proud about yourself. And as you kind of feel good about yourself and enjoy a day of ease, what you don't necessarily realize is now you are strengthening the emotional muscle of pride and ease, maybe abundance in there, which means that the universe is going to start matching you more easily with more of those things. Oh, yes, that is the ultimate life hack right there. And then tomorrow morning, I might not be with you in the morning, but I invite you to do this every morning. Tomorrow morning, you get to do the same thing. And then maybe tomorrow you feel like doing the thing that seemed hard, like you didn't want to do later. Maybe it's the next day. I'm not sure. For me, sometimes I just like gotta clean out the email inbox before I can, I don't know, like reconcile the credit card statement in the accounting software. Like sometimes I just gotta do all the little stuff. But don't get me wrong. Sometimes I forget to do this intentional mechanism, which is enjoying that process. Maybe I will go in and be like, oh, I just got to clean out the email inbox. All right, da 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 da. Or I could be like, I'm just going to clean out emails today. I'm just going to delete all these Bed Bath and Beyond emails today. Right? Because I can clean out that email inbox, being like, oh my God, so many emails. These are not your emails that you guys send me. Those are my favorite part. These are like just all the other ones, right? Or I could be like, I'm not doing my accounting today. I am deleting Bed Bath and Beyond emails. And then the next thing, oh, okay, well, this would be nice. I feel like I can crank out this next thing. I feel like I can crank out this next thing. And then I don't know, maybe tomorrow, maybe I'm just like, hey, you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm ready to tackle that accounting work or whatever it is. I invite you at any time to take out your pen and paper and write down whatever you feel like you need to write down. So let's take a minute or two and just have some quiet time. And for you to ask yourself during this quiet time, what do I need to know? What do I need to know? And then be quiet and listen. What would be good for me to know? What would be good for me to focus on? So let's take a couple minutes. You could do that exercise. You could not do that exercise. You could say, Aaliyah, I'm not doing your exercise. I'm going to drink my coffee. You could do that too. What would be good for me to know? Maybe now's a good time to take a look at that to-do list. Maybe now is the good time to choose what you're going to focus on today. What rules you're going to break, and practice feeling like, oh, a little rebel. It's also a good time to ask, what can I do for myself? What do I need in my life? What would be nourishing for me in my life? Should I be looking at things differently in my life? What's a better way to look at things? You don't need to try to come up with an answer. You can just throw that question out. Reminds me, I know I've talked about this, brought this up once in the past couple months, just bring it up all the time, which is that Albert Einstein quote that I'm probably not going to relay perfectly, but it's essentially, he said, the most important or best, or something like that, the most important question to ask the universe, or the most important, best question to ask is this universe a friendly one? Now, Albert Einstein understood law of attraction. Albert Einstein was an allower of this information. And the reason was not to ask that question, is this universe a friendly one, wasn't so we could then lay out some data and discuss it. He knew that in asking, is this universe a friendly one, the universe in return would show all the reasons why this universe is a friendly one. And so just asking nice questions is nourishing. How could I have more fun? What's healthy for me? What do I need to do about this elbow pain? What do I need? What would be a good idea? What path is good for me? Are there any new ideas that would be beneficial to me? And just leaving it. You don't need an answer right now. But if you're asking these nice questions frequently, with no effort, you will get your answers. So let's take another minute or two to listen to what your body, the universe wants to tell you before we start wiggling our way out of this meditation. All right, I invite you to stretch Ah. And this is a great time to say to yourself, wow, I'm really doing it. I'm really doing the work. Because, there is this funny thing that happens where we actually do the work, but we don't stop saying that we don't do the work, right? We say, oh, I want to meditate, do yoga, journal, have a green smoothie. And then we do like 95% of those things. And then we still say, I'm not doing it all. I need to do more. I need to do more. You don't manifest doing more by saying, I need to do more. So this is a good time to practice, everybody, in your mind. Say, I'm freaking doing it. I'm somebody who does this. I am somebody who does this. I don't care if you do this once a week, once a month. You are somebody who does this. You're somebody who does this.